on November
This
25th
day.
to have an opponent.
Yeah, no, we're really excited. We feel like, honestly, Western is one of the best D2 teams, in the Western United States. We love their coach, Laura. We love their style of play, which is they play extremely hard, extremely gritty, and, kind of how we like to play.
Yeah.
So we're very excited. Our kids are excited to know that there is a game on the schedule and it will be played, good Lord willing, we will play it. So that's very exciting. And just to be able to know who it is also exciting.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're allowed to say this stuff, but have you guys stayed virus free to this point?
Yeah, we haven't had any issues. And I think the biggest part is just the protocols that Miguel and his team have put in place. It also helps that our team is they're making really good choices. We're fortunate we don't have a lot of real partiers on our team or people that really want to go and spend every single weekend at the Hill and things like that. So we've been really fortunate.
So I'm not asking for everybody's living situation, but I know that you have girls that live with each other. So like I know Peanut and Celia live together. So are there a lot of situations like that where you're not in a hotel like the football team did, but are there situations like that where it just kind of helps to sort of keep you guys in small little bubbles?
It does, yeah. And I feel like I do feel like we've been able to sort of create a bubble just without being in the classroom. And like I said, our players aren't, super interested in being on the Hill at parties and things like that. And so I think we've over and over again talked about the importance of, being smart, making good choices. And if you want to do something, do it with your teammates. There's no reason you can't all get together and cook dinner, or a small group of them get together and cook dinner and do things like that, but they need to do it with each other. Because young people, all of us really, but young people especially need to be with their friends. They need that social interaction outside of basketball. They're not getting that in a classroom this year. And I think just for overall health and well-being, they need to be able to do those things. So they're doing it safely.
Yeah. So I think you guys are about two weeks of practice in. I don't know exactly how far it's been, but I asked Charlotte this. How do you feel like things are going as far as everybody picking up the offense and just kind of getting acclimated again to up and down for a couple hours and just kind of getting into it?
Yeah. So on Monday, we played 2 full quarters, like games, and we're trying to kind of work our way up to playing a game. And so it's been challenging to find the balance between drill work, like we need to work on rebounding or we need to work on whatever, ball screen defense, things like that. But also knowing that we have to be able to play live, very soon.
Right.
Plus trying to balance conditioning. We got to be in shape, and we missed our entire fall conditioning session. We couldn't do anything together. And Adam did a great job of helping us try to spend time in the weight room, getting bigger, stronger, but also, when the county went to only 2 people being allowed to be together, that was a time that we would have spent 2 weeks of conditioning, to get ourselves ready for practice. And we lost all of that because we weren't even allowed to go outside and go for a run. You couldn't do anything. And so we've had to try to get conditioning in, plus game readiness, plus drill work, plus individual skill work. And so it's definitely been challenging. And as coaches, we're meeting often, to just discuss where are we, where is our conditioning, where are we as far as all of these things that need to be input before a game is played, and those types of things. So it's definitely challenging, but I love our team. Like I love where we are. When we did that, I guess it was a whole half, we played a half of a game 2 days ago. Yeah. It was really fun to see people, like on a free throw huddle, get together, communicate quickly, like who's communicating and what's being said. And, those are types of things that you really only get with experience. And we're a pretty experienced squad, even though we're very young still.
So not just you guys, but around the country, are you expecting to see a little bit more ragged basketball here those first week or two?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, the difference with the Pac-12 is that everyone is very talented. So even though they haven't played, I mean, like Oregon, they have 9 new players, but probably 8 of those 9 were 5-star all of McDonald's All-Americans. So I would expect them to play good basketball, even though there's a lot of new players or even though they haven't played in a while. And every team's like that. UCLA, same story. Oregon State got a bunch of good transfers, and I mean, everybody's good. So it'll be not ragtag, but it'll be less polished, I'll say. And then it'll get better as we go on, I would think.
Yeah. And then just last thing, if you could talk about Charlotte, she had such an up and down year last year, had some challenges,
Yeah.
not only getting acclimated to basketball, but then physical challenges, all that stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel like she's come in so far this year? And you feel like she's a better player and more prepared for
Absolutely.
Pac-12 basketball?
Yes, I definitely feel that Charlotte's way more prepared this year. She had a lot of injuries that were pretty uncomfortable that not everyone knew about last year. A knee surgery right before we started practicing, and that kept her out for several weeks. And then the abdominal injury that, right when we were starting Pac-12, she wasn't allowed to do anything. Like, you couldn't ride a bike, you couldn't go for a long walk, you couldn't do anything for 2 or 3 weeks. And those are things that are hard to recover from, given when they happened. But Charlotte, due to COVID, she actually had a longer time at home than she would have expected. And I think spent a lot of time, really sort of self-reflecting and working on her mental space of where she wants to be, and, being able to deal with the adversity of being, thousands of miles from home, and facing a tough Pac-12 schedule and not a lot of leadership, on last year's team. Everybody was nice and helpful, but no one was really leading from within the locker room as far as helping her through that. And so, I mean, she's playing great. She's shooting the ball really well. She's very confident. Like she was saying, I heard her saying when I walked in that they're really competing inside. And it's really fun to see like a hard foul or a great block shot, and then an immediate high five underneath, between the kid that just blocked her or fouled, and so like she was saying, they're really competing, like really pushing each other, but in such a good, healthy way. And I think that that's just making all of them better. And she's no different.
Well, I've seen her and Peanut go against each other. I know she enjoys that. And I'm sure
They
those are
both
quite the
do.
battles. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
that's
no,
great.
I think that's good for us. It also sets a tone for our younger players. We don't have any new players in the post
Right.
this year. Everybody's veteran. So they've been able to kind of hit the ground running, and they've been able to set a standard of competition for the rest of the team that is really cool. Like, our freshmen and new players need to see, oh, wow, that's okay. So we can get after it and still be fine with each other, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.